In these verses here from the Apostle Paul, we have to understand, we have to learn to think differently about sin. We have to learn to think differently about our fight, about our battle against sin. Because in a relationship with Jesus, He changes our desires. He changes our desires. And a lot of people think religion is about learning rules and just trying to avoid sin. I'm just trying to change all these external things in my life just so that I look a bit better, or I'm just avoiding things a bit better. It's all about pattern and behavior and ritual. And there are important habits and rituals, of course there are, but that's not really the heart of it. That's the outworking of it, but there's something so much deeper than that, that Jesus starts to change our hearts. And so Paul says, consider it. This is spiritual warfare. You have to consider it. It is true, therefore consider it to be true. So the fact that it is objectively true that you have died to sin never changes, but what can fluctuate is our ability to consider it, is our ability to put our mind upon it. And here's how this works. It's actually very practical. Different ways to do this is one way to do this. The more we meditate on this, the more we dwell on unification with Christ, the more we understand my old self has been crucified. That means I am dead to sin, which means when temptation comes, it has no power over me. The more we dwell on that, the more we focus on that, and the more we think on the resurrection of Jesus, the more power we have over it, the less power it has in our lives. But here's what we can also do when temptation shows up. Consider. Use your mind. Literally do it. In your mind, draw out, even do it right now to practice. Let's start practicing right now. Imagine in your mind your dead body in a coffin. Imagine it. Your eyes are closed. Your hands are crossed like this. You're laying in a coffin. The coffin can be as glorious as you want it to be. You have as many flowers as you want. This is your funeral. And you are dead. Now imagine somebody coming up to your coffin and trying to tempt you, trying to get you to lie, trying to get you to abuse substances, trying to get you to be prideful, trying to get you to fall into sexual immorality or whatever kind of sin it might be, trying to get you to trick you into something or to push you a certain way or to deceive you in a certain way. It's ridiculous. A dead body cannot sin because it's dead. It can't respond, it can't do anything. The reason this has power, it's not a psychological trick, although I think there is some element to our human psychology that applies to it, but the reason it works is because it is absolutely true and because the power already resides within us through Jesus' death and resurrection, through our unification with Jesus. We resist because we are unified with Jesus.
When you like and subscribe, this video reaches more people.